there's an older prophet who has since passed on to heaven, but he gave testimony that he once, previous to like his final passing to heaven, he visited heaven, or he died. He died. And he was raised to life again. But so he died, and when he went to heaven, he saw a line of people waiting to enter. And Jesus was there, and he was asking each person before they entered, he would ask them the same question. And the question was, did you learn to love? Mm-hmm. And this seems strange because it seems like Jesus would be asking, well, did you believe in me? Did you get baptized? Did you follow the Holy Spirit? Something like that. But he was asking, in this particular situation, did you learn to love? Right. And so why is love so important that Jesus would be asking that? Well, for some people, love is just, it's like an emotion, because when you're in love, you're emotional, right? Mm-hmm. For others, love is more analytical. They think, well, if this happens and then that happens and then this conclusion is reached, well, that means that you love or that you're loved, or, it's more like an analytical thing. Yep. But what does God say? Well, 1 John 4:8 reads, whoever does not love does not know God, because God is love. Wow. So first, being that he is love, he gets to define love. Secondly, true love comes from the Lord, because God is love, not just like he has an attribute called love. He actually is love. Thirdly, if someone does not love, then they don't know God, which means without God, it is impossible to love, because for there to be love present, it means God has given it. Well, so what does love look like? We can say, okay, it's from God, it is God. What does it look like? Well, 1 Corinthians 13 does a pretty good job. Paul writes, if I speak in the tongues of men or of angels, but have not love, I am only a resounding gong or a clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, but have not love, and if I have a faith that can move mountains, but have not love, I am nothing. If I give all I possess to the poor and surrender my body to the flames and have not love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it is not rude, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. Love never fails, but where there are prophecies, they'll cease. Where there are tongues, they'll be stilled. Where there is knowledge, it will pass away. For we know in part and we prophesy in part. But when perfection comes, the imperfect disappears. When I was a child, I talked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. When I became a man, I put the ways of childhood behind me. For now we see only as a reflection, as in a mirror. Then we shall see face to face. Now I know in part, then I shall know fully, even as I am fully known. And now these three remain, faith, hope, and love. But the greatest of these is love. Okay, so love looks like God. Love is patient, it's humble, it's kind, it rejoices with truth, it protects, it trusts, it hopes, perseveres, it never fails. Doesn't keep a list of what somebody has done wrong against them and brings it up every time there's an argument, It doesn't boast about how great it is and how wonderful it is. It doesn't dishonor other people or seek its own gain, like seek to gain something for itself, meaning it's not selfish. It doesn't get mad at the drop of a hat and become offended, or it doesn't rejoice when there's evil done. I mean, in our world today, that's a little strange sometimes. Love sets its own interests down in favor of others. It gives, and it never fails, because God never fails, and He's love.
Welcome to Destiny Road, where we're committed to making a real difference in the fight against human trafficking. We proudly partner with organizations that rescue survivors and provide them with dignified employment opportunities and also support these brave individuals on their journey to healing.
Our curated collection features crafted items from around the world. Handmade jewelry, leather purses, bags, coffee and tea. We also offer books by authors Tiffany and Kirk. You can find their books through Amazon by searching for Tiffany Root.
Thank you for joining us in this important mission. Visit us online at destinyroadstore.com.